Felix Garcia. So excited for another evening with all my friends here, and you guys are in for a treat. We are going to be discussing what has gone on today in the stock market, and what a day! A lot of retracement, a lot of give backs. One of the biggest laggards in the stock market today was Tesla, but overall, we have a few winners. We have Tyson Foods, Dexcom, Live Nation really had good earnings. Some of the laggards were Mosaic, Amgen. Definitely Super Micro has really have been struggling and pretty much is going to be delisted from the S&P 500. But what a day! Post the election, the stock market has given up some of its gains, and that's a pretty good place to be for a lot of investors who are wanting to get in and really don't want to beat the or be in front of the wave, but you want to kind of ride it. But this is a great place of a cooling off where you may mention that it's a good place to kind of look at stocks. So we want to share our screen and look at a few charts and see like what the market has been doing, and we can take a look at it here. Right now, we're looking at the S&P 500. This stock right here, as we can see, it has done a run, really has just given up, gone pretty much bullish since the election. And if you see, this kind of like a little doji right here today, kind of giving up a lot of the gains, but it was up to 617, was the high the previous day, but the stock really just kind of giving up a lot of its gains. We look at the S&P. Let's look at, let me go look at here, the Russell 2000. The Russell 2000, a lot of the mid caps. This stock right here has is looking in a great position to me. It looks like it's forming in a wedge. It almost looks like a wedge pattern. If you a wedge pattern coming in this area here, but you look at the what I'm looking here in the Russell 2000 is this phenomenal thing right here. It kind of looks like a we're almost in an M pattern. I'm not saying this is an M pattern, but if you look at it from these tops right here, it just really sold off today right when it touched a previous high, and I'm looking for that place as a supply zone where just people just selling off, or a place of resistance. And I really believe that this place right here is a pivotal point for the Russell 2000. There are many people who love trading the Russell 2000 for credit spreads, and it's kind of an interesting pattern here. I'm wanting to look where this stock moves from here. A lot of the rotation stocks really go into this stock right here, the Russell. When it's moving out of tech, a lot of the money was moving into this sector right here, and it's one to look at, one that I'll be putting on my watch list. Uh, a good one to look at. Let's look good like a Tesla again. Tesla had a down day today. It just is just dropping off of of a place of indecision here. I'm actually looking at this place that where a lot of many of the economists are saying that probably Tesla will go to this 400. I believe it's going to go to 850, to the place where it split from when he originally bought X. And I just think that Elon Musk is getting rewarded for all the he's put up millions of dollars, and alone his valuation went up 300 billion in just since the election. So it works on both sides of the aisle for political power, but it behooves you where he has really made very well ends on the win with Donald Trump here. So Tesla is one of my favorites. This one is, I'm looking at where this stock goes. Is it going to keep going up? I don't know. Um, the bullish person inside of me, of course, loves the stock, but also I have to look at it from an investor standpoint. Right now is in not in a place where I want to add to my position right now, but I am looking close. If this stock stays above this line, this could be a place where I'm looking for long positions, maybe even in the option market too. So Tesla, the VIX right here really has not done bad. Let me go, looking good. Get a shorter time frame here for you guys right here. This right here, I mean, the VIX is really just dropping down. I mean, it's kind of like an inverse to the stock market, but as the stock market drops, the VIX goes up. Nvidia, of course, the darling. I am looking to see if this stock drops to the $140 range, 141 before I add into my position. I'm looking for a little reprieve for Nvidia. Even though today it kind of had a little, it did hold the market up. Really, out of all the Magnificent Seven, this one really held up. But I am looking to potentially get back into Nvidia at this $140 range. I think Brian was mentioning some stuff that he was uh, um, kind of similar inside that this 140 range is really pivotal, and I'm kind of looking to see to add to my position with Nvidia. Let's go look at another stock, the Qs, one of my favorites. I've traded the Qs. Again, it's just in a no man's land here. If the Qs drops, and this is what I'm curious about, these gaps, this gap right here and this gap right here. So anything in that three, eh, I would say that 493 range. I'm really thinking that that's the kind of spot I'm looking for the Qs. If it kind of legs up again, maybe fill in some of those gaps, or it could just bounce off this 500 and just bounce back up and ignore it. But those one of those stocks is that I love trading. The Qs. We got Nasdaq Transportation, silver index really down, kind of silver, not really no movement there. Apple, again, indecision, place of indecision. Apple, you know, I if it wasn't that Apple had a good cash position, I would say more, but Apple has to innovate a little bit more. They're still behind the curve. Uh, I could see Apple drop, but then again, it's the factor. Like me, I'm a Mac head. I'm a believe in Apple. I invest in the product, but I've also invested in the stock. But this is one of those things that I would be looking for a ceiling or at least a floor around that 200, that 217, 215 mark. Really is kind of where I'm looking at. Really, I got to see this drop a little before I get back in this. But again, Apple's a Magnificent Seven is a great stock. One of those that we keep in our watch list. Another one right here, Johnson and Johnson, an American staple company. This stock is one of those that I am really, really considering this stock, but also it has an interesting little pattern that it has. Uh, Seems like this pattern right here, if this place right here is kind of like this 150, 149 range. It just has a strong, like a really strong bias, a strong demand zone from institutional buyers. I will look at the 150 range for a lot of buying in here if the Johnson and Johnson company drops to this place. But then again, uh, I'm looking at this. So this is going in my watch list. If it goes down further, I am really going to be looking at this stock to place a position in. Like again, that 150, 149 range. I need to see it go down before I feel comfortable. But really is in a demand zone. Looks like it from what I'm seeing here. Let me go look at a line chart. Kind of look at it right here. I mean, look at it. I mean, it's almost there. You can even go up here that I'm past that line. But if you kind of give some points here, you got a lot of points in this 149, 150 range. So this is something that I'm looking for that really could be a next cycle up. And where there's always opportunities in the stock market. That's one of the things that you can always count on, that there's opportunities that you can find. And as you keep growing and as you keep getting better in your trading, you start seeing that a lot of the analysis is really fun. You could look at stocks that you enjoy, that you actually that are in your home. A lot of the things that I tell people, if they want to learn how to trade, if they want to have fun trading, look at the car you drive, look at the products that are in your home. Where do you love to shop? If you have a spouse, if you're married, where do you love to go eat? What do you love to shop? If you have children, what do they enjoy? And you start seeing that 5 out of 10 of those products that you enjoy, that you love, are publicly traded. And you start seeing that many of you here have gifts or understand an industry very well, that it's almost like second nature. You know, if you were to tell me, "Hey, Felix, I've only worked in a bakery," well, you deal with corn, you deal with wheat, you deal with sugar, you deal with coffee, you deal with chocolate. That's the futures market. And I always say that whatever you know, or whatever you understand, or whatever your core competence is, a lot of it is what you can trade. You don't need to know everything, but you'd be surprised with a few stocks here and there, your core competency, a little bit of time, and a little bit of know-how, you'll do very well. Swing trading in this next administration is going to be phenomenal. This is a time where many of you can start padding your savings account, keep padding your 401ks. Now is the time to get out of debt. Now is the time to really get into your trading and take it very seriously on growing those accounts. And remember, 4 years runs by real quick. Look at the last 4 years. I mean, it looked like a far away, but I can't believe 4 years have passed. So you start looking at, and I look back at what the investments that I've done in, the real estate I've purchased and I've sold, the stocks that I've sold, and I've done really well. And I want to kick it into overdrive in the next 4 years, and I know many of you do too. So continue to watch these shows, these videos, and there's other videos that are going to be coming. Brian and I are going to be putting more content, and we look forward to hearing from your comments, your questions. If you love the comments and you love the show, please like and subscribe. And we expect to hear from you guys and have fun. And God bless you guys.